Kazakh singer, huge fan base, not just at home, but right across the world. Dimash rose to fame in China 8 years ago due to his unique style, astonishing vocal range, spanning 6 octaves, would you believe?
What really happened to Dimash Qudaibergen is undoubtedly a remarkable ascent from regional recognition to global phenomenon. The Kazakh singer, possessing a 6-octave vocal range and fluency in 16 languages, has amassed 2.88 million YouTube subscribers and over 575 million views. His journey began with a 2015 Grand Prix victory in Belarus, followed by runner-up placement on China's Singer 2017. But trust me, the real story behind his rise after Singer 2017 is way more shocking than people think, and you'll want to hear every part of it. From Slavianski Bazaar to international fame. The 24th International Festival of Arts, Slavianski Bazaar, held in Vitebsk, Belarus, served as the launching pad for what really happened to Dimash Qudaibergen's international trajectory. From July 9th to 13th, 2015, representatives from 21 countries competed in this prestigious contest for prominent singers. At 21 years old, Dimash entered a competition format that required participants to perform Slavonic songs accompanied by an orchestra on the first day, followed by world hits on the second day. His performances distinguished him immediately. On the first competition day, he chose Valery Mladze's Blizzard again, earning 89 out of a maximum 90 points. The second day featured Daniel Balavoine's SOS d'un Terrien en détresse, which secured 86 points. His closing rendition of the Kazakh folk song Dido cemented his status as the clear favorite among both jury and audience. On July 13th, he received the Grand Prix with 175 points out of 180, the highest possible score at the competition. The jury chairman, Polad Bulbuloglu, observed that Dimash possessed 3 voices in one, a low and medium voice, plus altino, a rare voice, and that he used all of them professionally. Beyond the Grand Prix, he received a special Lira prize for his performance and a cash prize of $20,000. At the press conference following his victory, Dimash credited his parents, both well-known musicians in Aktobe, stating that one cannot accomplish much with talent alone without proper support. Upon winning Slavianski Bazaar, Qudaibergen regularly appeared in national TV shows and public events. His guest performances included Expo 2015 in Milan, Italy, and the theatrical show Manjilik El, dedicated to the 550th anniversary of the Kazakh Khanate. He performed at the 2015 Eurasia International Film Festival in Almaty and an Astana opera concert attended by Chinese President Xi Jinping. In February 2016, his rendition of Dido was selected by the European Broadcasting Union to represent Kazakhstan in their Around the World in 80 Minutes of Music program dedicated to World Radio Day 2016, which radio stations around the world played. This selection marked significant recognition beyond post-Soviet territories. By December 2015, he was awarded Singer of the Year at the People of the Year Awards ceremony, determined by public voting. In early 2017, director Hong Tao invited Dimash to appear in the 5th season of Hunan Television's I Am a Singer, known as Singer 2017, and he signed a contract with Black Gold Talent in Beijing. At 22, he was the youngest participant in the show's history, competing against professional and top-selling Chinese singers as a wild-card competitor. Hong Tao extended this invitation because Dimash was one of the most popular young singers of Kazakhstan at that time. This transition from regional recognition to Chinese television would prove far more than just another career move. It became the turning point that completely reshaped Dimash Qudaibergen's future, opening a door no one could have predicted at the time. What looked like a simple invitation to perform soon turned into a moment that would place him in front of millions, under pressure that could either make him unforgettable or end the dream entirely. And what happened next was not just surprising, it was historic. To understand how everything changed overnight, you need to see what really happened during Singer 2017. And trust me, the story only gets more unbelievable from here. What really happened during Singer 2017? Singer 2017 marked the 5th season of Hunan Television's rebranded music competition, retaining similar competition format from previous seasons of I Am a Singer. The show featured professional singers competing through elimination rounds, with a 500-member jury determining outcomes through voting. Dimash entered this contest as a wild-card competitor, competing against professional and top-selling Chinese singers. His mother later revealed that he had only hoped to reach the middle stage of the competition. The 6-round show, which aired from January to April, determined winners through audience voting. In Episode 1, Dimash performed SOS d'un terrien en détresse, winning the episode and making his name prominent across social media. His success generated headlines in China, Kazakhstan, and French media programs. According to reports from Singer 2017, a Chinese musician tested Dimash's voice and determined that he possesses a 6-octave vocal range from D2 to D8. This vocal span extends from below the lowest notes of the bass range to far beyond the highest notes of the soprano range. During the broadcast of Episode 4, his meeting with Jackie Chan, his childhood idol, was shown to viewers. He won Episode 2 with his version of Vitas's Opera 2, and came in third in Episode 3 with his rendition of Queen's The Show Must Go On. In Episode 6, he won with his rendition of Lara Fabian's Adagio, a performance which Fabian herself praised. Song K, CEO of Alibaba Planet, observed that Dimash's voice represents the most exquisite and impressive sound that can transcend gender, language, and border. Hunan TVAV and the Chinese media named him a bridge for Kazakh-Chinese cultural cooperation. The media in Kazakhstan promptly informed the public of his progress, while his Weibo profile exceeded 300 million views within months. He set the record for singing the most number of songs of different languages, including English, Mandarin, Russian, French, Kazakh, Italian, and Turkish, while he only speaks Kazakh and Russian fluently. Dimash later said in an interview that this gave him the opportunity to make sure once again that music knows no boundaries. His participation established significant cultural connection between the two nations, particularly through music as a universal language. The combined score of his performance in the semi-final and final was 18.47%, placing him second in the competition. Hong Kong singer Sandy Lam was named the winner of the season, with a combined score of 22.74%, while Taiwanese band Lion took third place. At the grand finale, Dimash sang a duet with Chinese singer Shang Wenjie, performing a potpourri of 4 Michael Jackson songs: The Way You Make Me Feel, Dangerous, Billie Jean, and Earth Song. It all started with a release that felt almost unreal. His very first album, uploaded to the web, sold out in record time, hitting platinum status in just 30 seconds. Imagine that. 30 seconds. In that fleeting moment, a spark was ignited that would forever change the trajectory of his career. But this wasn't just a one-time fluke. The momentum carried forward, opening doors that few could even dream of. Soon, international stars like Dimash, Lion, Tia Ray, and Diamond Zhang were returning as guest singers for the biennial concert on Season 6, drawn to the extraordinary talent that had captured the world's attention. From sudden stardom to a whirlwind of collaborations, every step between 2018 and 2021 tells a story of transformation, resilience, and breaking barriers. Stick around, because what comes next will reveal how a rising star turned opportunity into a legacy. Career transformation from 2018 to 2021. Following his emergence from Singer 2017, what really happened to Dimash Qudaibergen involved a partnership that would define his next phase. In 2018, he began collaborating with Russian producer and composer Igor Krutoy, who had a significant impact on his promotion in Russia. The partnership commenced in November with their first single, Love of Tired Swans. Krutoy, who had previously worked with artists including Anna Netrebko, Dmitry Vorostovsky, and Andrea Bocelli, came out of retirement specifically to create music for Dimash. The composer later explained that Dimash's talent inspired him to write The Stranger, stating he didn't see anyone else who could perform the piece in such a way. Sharon Vaughan wrote the English lyrics, while the main arrangement was made by Dimitris Kontopoulos from Greece and Yerlan Bekchurin from Kazakhstan. In December 2020, Dimash released his music video for I Miss You with the collaboration of Russian director Evgeny Kurytsin. Igor Krutoy commented that inspiration poured over the edge when writing this composition, and he turned to Igor Nikolaev for the lyrics, as their combined efforts typically resulted in hits. The Krutoy partnership facilitated extensive television appearances across Russia. In 2019, Dimash received 2 categories at the Russian National Music Award, Victoria, Best Vocalist of the Year in Classical Music, and a special prize for Discovery of the Year. These accolades were presented on December 5th in Moscow, where he performed No. Dimash joined Igor Krutoy's anniversary tour, performing in New York City, Dubai, Minsk, and Dusseldorf. On November 30th, a 65th anniversary evening for Krutoy took place in Germany at ISS Dome in Dusseldorf, featuring performers including Irina Allegorova, Philip Kirkorov, and Dimash. On February 18, 2022, Dimash arrived in St. Petersburg and immediately began shooting his music video for OK, a composition by Igor Krutoy with lyrics by Igor Nikolaev. Director Alina Veripia noted that Dimash lived each scene so deeply, they practically didn't have repeated takes. This collaboration marked the end of an era, as his partnership with Krutoy continued until February 2022. In early 2019, Dimash participated in the CBS talent competition, The World's Best, where he was presented to the U.S. audience as the 6-octave man and man with the world's widest vocal range. Despite being listed as front-runner, he withdrew from the competition in the Champions Round, citing that he wished to leave the opportunity to younger performers. On September 30th, 2020, an announcement confirmed that Dimash would debut a Kazakh language song, becoming the first artist from Kazakhstan to appear on the official YouTube channel of MTV USA. His songs continued to be ranked in the top 5 by MTV USA livestream for 10 weeks from October 2nd to December 18th, 2020. On January 16, 2021, Dimash held his first online concert, Dimash Digital Show. The production integrated advanced virtual technologies and television production techniques, involving an international team of 140 personnel. According to representatives of the U.S. streaming platform TIXR, the debut performance didn't just make waves, it exploded onto the scene, shattering all previous ticket sales records ever set by foreign performers on the platform. Imagine that, fans from over 100 countries tuning in, all at the same time, each one drawn by the magnetic pull of something extraordinary. But what made this event so irresistible? Was it the artist's magnetic stage presence, the carefully crafted set list, or something deeper, a connection that transcended borders, time zones, and languages? For months, fans speculated, shared clips, and waited with bated breath for what would come next. Behind the glitz and numbers, there was a story of ambition, innovation, and sheer determination. The journey of the Stranger Tour, from its first whispered rumors to its record-breaking global debut. Every setback, every behind-the-scenes challenge, and every moment of triumph shaped the tour into the phenomenon it became. And as we follow this journey, you'll see how the tour didn't just entertain, it created a movement, a story that no fan, no matter where they are, will forget. Stick around, because every twist of this journey is more fascinating than the last. The Stranger Tour journey. The Stranger Tour emerged in Almaty in September 2022 as a large-scale production that required more than 200 people from creative, technical, and organizational teams for preparation of the first concert alone. Traditionally opening his tours in Kazakhstan, Dimash pursued his mission of introducing audiences worldwide to Kazakh culture through music. The tour's title carried dual meanings: Wanderer, drawn from the song lyrics, New Land as far as I can see, a wanderer in a foreign land, and Stranger, reflecting Dimash's visits to several countries for the first time. Between 2022 and 2025, Stranger grew into a phenomenon spanning 18 concerts across 13 countries on 3 continents. The journey moved through Almaty, Yerevan, Antalya, Kuala Lumpur, Hong Kong, Budapest, Istanbul, Astana, Prague, Dusseldorf, New York, Mexico City, Barcelona, London, Berlin, and Riga. Germany hosted the most overseas shows with 2 concerts in Dusseldorf and 1 in Berlin. International show organization began 7 to 9 months before concert dates, accounting for local legislation and cultural specifics. Touring teams traveled from Kazakhstan, Spain, Russia, Cuba, Germany, and China, including musicians, concert managers, and technical staff. In each host country, local promoters and venue teams joined them, forming combined crews of approximately 200 people. On May 24, 2024, Dimash celebrated his 30th birthday with thousands of fans at Istanbul's Beşiktaş Stadium, which has a capacity of 42,000 seats. The 3-hour Stranger Show program included performances by guests Burak Yedder, Haluk Levent, Nathan Wang, and Marat Itamov. Fans sang along to favorites including Golden, Give Me Your Love, Be With Me, and Fly Away. The entire stadium joined in singing Love of Tired Swans that evening. On October 5, 2025, Dimash became the first Kazakh artist to headline a solo concert at Madison Square Garden, performing to a sold-out crowd. The evening opened with the Kazakh national anthem, the first ever performed at MSG. He sang in Kazakh, Russian, English, Italian, Chinese, and Spanish over 3 hours. Traditional Kazakh instruments, including the dombra, sibizgi, and kobiz, intertwined with orchestral arrangements. He premiered Samao, set to lyrics by Jaraskan Nurbay, and Living for the Game. The South African fan club held a gathering at Kazakhstan's embassy in Pretoria with Ambassador Yurkan Akinjanov, discussing Dimash's artistry and cultural collaboration opportunities. Fans proposed participating in Nara's celebrations, introducing Kazakh music to local schools, and joint ballet productions between Joburg Ballet and Astana Ballet. In Riga, something remarkable happened, something that captured not just the energy of a city, but the passion of a global community. The Polish fan club, known for their unwavering devotion, brought over 100 members, each of them seasoned travelers who chase concerts across borders, fueled by a love that borders on obsession. These weren't casual fans, they were the heartbeat of Dimash's worldwide following, participating in every possible project from the vibrant Dimash Radio to the harmonious voices of the Voices Choir. Their dedication is the kind of fandom that transforms music into movement, creating an almost tangible connection between artist and audience. And when they gathered in Riga, it wasn't just a concert. It was a culmination of years of collective passion, dreams, and shared experiences. The tour itself was a journey through emotion, spectacle, and artistry, and it reached its finale on December 12, 2025, at the iconic Xiaomi Arena. Imagine the atmosphere: lights dimmed, anticipation buzzing through the crowd, thousands of voices ready to echo in unison, and right in the center of it all, Dimash, commanding the stage with a presence that feels both otherworldly and intimately human. For those watching, especially the fan club members who had followed him across cities and continents, it was more than a performance. It was validation, a reminder of why music has the power to unite and transcend. But as the final notes faded and the crowd slowly dispersed, one question lingered in the air, buzzing as loudly as the applause had moments before. Where does Dimash stand today? How has his journey evolved after tours like this? And what does the future hold for an artist whose reach and influence seem limitless? Stay with me, because the answer is far more fascinating than you might expect, and you'll want to hear every detail. Where Dimash stands today. On March 5, 2026, Dimash received the Ambassador of Turkic World Culture Order, Turkesoy's highest distinction. He became only the second person to receive this title, following Nobel Prize laureate Professor Aziz Sankar of Turkey. In December 2022, he obtained the Bolashak International Scholarship to study directing at the New York Film Academy's Los Angeles branch. DFI 2024 recognized him as the first artist from Central Asia to receive this honor, placing his name among distinguished global influencers. The International Organization for Migration appointed Dimash as IOM Global Goodwill Ambassador during its 116th Council session in Geneva in December 2025. Previously serving as IOM Regional Goodwill Ambassador since 2023, he met with UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres in Kazakhstan to discuss promoting humanitarian action through art. His Stranger Tour reached over 100,000 people globally, promoting messages of inclusion and resilience while supporting IOM's humanitarian work. On April 5, 2025, he performed at the Turksoy 2025 Cultural Capital Opening Ceremony in Aktau, Kazakhstan. On June 18, 2020, Dimash defended his master's thesis titled Personal Image of Traditional Music at the Kazakh National University of Arts. The graduate student majoring in composition received 100 points, the highest possible score, and earned a recommendation to enter a doctorate program. His 2025 Stranger concerts included New York's Madison Square Garden on October 5th, followed by Mexico City on October 8th and 10th. European dates spanned Barcelona's Olympic Arena Badalona on November 8th, London's OVO Arena Wembley on November 12th, and Berlin's Max Schmeling Halle on November 14th. The tour concluded at Riga's Xiaomi Arena on December 12, 2025. His presence at DIAFA highlights how his music resonates globally, transcending language and cultural barriers. Performing in over 14 languages and selling out arenas across Europe and Asia, he continues building a legacy extending far beyond Kazakhstan. With this, we have come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do well to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. To enjoy more thrilling stories, click now on the following video that pops up on your screen.